Happy Sunday.
Got off the tools this morning.
Bit of a sleep in, which is nice. Another hour or so sleep in, and then I'm having a day off training, recovery day, all needed. Heading down to Sydney, hour away from there. I forgot to vlog yesterday. That's 3 I've missed in 60 days. Oh, I woke up and I was like, fuck. Disappointed in myself a little, but it's the slipping, the slide. I think it's interesting more the fact of like why it becomes low priority to like what I'm doing is similar to a lot of other people in terms of the psychological process you go through with embarking on a new adventure. So for me it's the goal of vlogging every day for a year, and then it's that initial momentum that you get that often fades, I guess, with time. And it's interesting, it's like, why does this happen, I guess? And I think to it of myself, and it's like I enjoy the process and I start it, and I get to the point where I would have to say, like, in honesty, it's almost like I lose interest in things. It's like the way my brain operates is it's very like a logo. I like to be stimulated often. And I'm I think it moves to me different interests in that time, and I can undertake something for a while and it becomes a habit. I guess in the vlogging, it's like once a habit's formed after, I think, 30 days. So like doing it for 60 is one would assume is a well-formed habit in itself. I think it's this desire of like underneath this burning of I'll achieve this goal, and you put it there and big and visible, and you start it and have big momentum, and then for me I'm at the 60-day mark and I feel like I've faded, like less to talk about, less interest, and it's not about giving up, it's more the fact that this is just it's interesting to see myself and reflect on my progression, and every day, like imagine if you just watched every single one back, there's so many different waves and chapters that I've been through, and different emotions and different things happening in my life. And yeah, today I'm like, I'll keep expanding on that. I guess it's like, why do we lose momentum? And I think it's the age-old analogy of, I forget who created it or who came up with this, but it's the principles of embarking on a new goal, challenge, whatever that is, and you start with uninformed optimism. So it's like you can see the end goal in that thing, and it feels big and it feels amazing, and I think in that moment you're living in it. So you're like, oh, it's almost, you're picturing yourself at the finish line, and it's like, oh wow, I've just finished 365 days, what an achievement, I'm a different person now. And the draw of that emotion and feeling that is present in the moment, you're like, oh, it starts the momentum, it starts the action taking process of trying to achieve that. And go through the beginning phases of that, and it still feels amazing and beautiful, and we're probably attracting that feeling of the end result still, and over time that fades away. Over time we are actually in it and we're doing the work, and the work is often hard. The work often takes time and patience, and in that time of work is when we're learning and we're building knowledge. And as we're building knowledge, we're becoming more informed. As we're informed, and now our brain knows and can see that feeling and emotion takes a lot more work often than the initial phases when you're in that uninformed optimism. And that's probably like where I'm at the moment, with that stage of this takes work, and I'm at 60 days and I've still got a long way to go. And I think it drops in a priority list of importance, because it's like all of a sudden there's not the thrill of the joy of it and how much fun it is and how amazing it becomes. Like this, it goes from that to a task or a job, and I don't think I'm consciously like trying not to do it. I do, like the thought comes through like I need to do that today. There's even a reminder in my phone. I got a reminder in my phone, and I thought of it yesterday and I still went to bed and hadn't done it. I didn't make a conscious decision to like, oh, today I'm not going to do the vlog. It was like part of my day, and then you get to that point of this morning where I'm like, oh, I've just missed another one. It's like I beat myself up for a minute, and then I'm like, oh, I can't change the past, but how can I change today? So yeah, it's like I'm on an average of missing 1 in 20, which depends how you view that. It's not the worst, it's not the best, but if I'm at the 3 in 60 days, will that expand to like 2 in 60 within the next 60? And then it's just like snowballing from there. So the informed pessimist is the stage I'm probably at, and then on the curve, it's like then you go into the valley of despair, where it's like, I fucking hate this, I don't want to do this anymore, these vlogs are shit, it's taking my time. The mind just like will self-sabotage you big time, because it's like it can process thoughts and generate thoughts that will in turn, they will support the theory that this is too hard, and the mind will keep you safe and go, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's where you go through the stage of like really giving up, and you got to push through, and that's where the coming out the other side of that is where the victory is. That's where all the hard work pays off. Just like expanding on psychology and myself, and I woke up at 3:30 a.m. My brain was pretty awake, like ready to go. It clicks into this gig, it's been in it so long, I'm just like, right, let's go. Like I can get up and just go for a 10k run sort of thing. It's a habit. My brain enjoys it. My body enjoys it. I enjoy the training majority of the time. So yeah, I think part of when I woke up then too is just I feel like when everything starts to go really well in my life, and like yesterday was just such an amazing day that I wouldn't say I was on like a high, but that feeling then can drop a bit, and today it's like I wake up and it's almost like I'm in this fear state where my mind is trying to, it's looking for something wrong in my world. It's like looking for a way to go, oh, here we go, here's this thing, you should worry about that, and really listening to that and being like, yeah, okay, I hear you, but you're not helping me in this moment. I choose today today to be another good day like yesterday. I choose for today to be full of joy and abundance and adventure, and just to be another amazing day like yesterday. And there's people in my world who are going through their challenges at the moment. It's literally like, it was almost like I said, you know, I'm doing so well at the moment that I had two people who like reach out to me who were like, one person, that was informed is like ended up in hospital again, only after having a conversation to someone of like how I thought they were doing fairly well, and then another person who's been doing quite well. Also in my world, a dear friend of mine, he's going through some big challenges, and for me, like, the product of my work is me not letting that get to me as much as I love those people, but my work and my growth is about holding myself and holding that stability and not being there for people, but also not taking on board their problems, the things that are challenging them in their world, and knowing that I'm still allowed to enjoy and have fun and not feel guilty for that too. And yeah, I think that's all I need to say to that. It's just a reassurance for self. The thing that I'm finding hard to navigate in my world at the moment is the balance between technology. I think I've spoken to this a few times, but it's, for me, living on my own and doing a lot of my personal brand and content is quite isolating. So for me, in full honesty, I don't struggle with social media. Like, I don't use it a lot for like entertainment or education in terms of using the app itself, but I do because I'm posting on Instagram and getting messages from people, and to me that feels like connection. Even noticing like my use of technology is quite, I can see the patterns of like the addictive patterns with my phone, and like I just subconsciously, like, it's programmed into me, like I check it all the time and addicted to the dots, you know, the little red dots, and addicted to checking and watching people. Like, I guess it comes from that place of connection, and I'm conscious of like everything's the mirror, so if I feel that I'm quite aware, like if I'm really drawn to my phone all the time, social media and communication channels, and trying to connect with people, it's like I'm probably lacking connection for self, trying to acknowledge me a bit more. I think it's great awareness for myself, but also the fact of probably human connection is important too. I don't have to be fully connected within self to survive. Like, we still need and crave and need, it's a basic human need of having connection with people. The way that we function best as human beings is being around other people, and I see it again and again. Like, one of the most powerful things within community groups and organisations that I'm within is the power of connection, and how that really, people can't see it sometimes, like it's invisible. And I know for myself, like I walked away from some events when I was really in the depths of my pain and going through some really tough times, and I sort of couldn't pinpoint it exactly, but I think for me one of the most beneficial things was the power of connection. some of them in some challenges at the moment. I send them love. I'm here for them, and they're people that are dear to me. It's a privilege and an honour to be able to just support people, and it brings me great fulfillment knowing that they seek wisdom, they see within myself that I have something that I can help. And so many people have supported me my whole life, and it's nice to give back to others, and some amazing people that are doing really great things, and healers in their own spaces. And yeah, it's what you put out, you receive in return, and for that I am grateful. Happy Sunday.